Well, I don't know about engineering perspective or not. I mean, I believed you could find technological solutions to all problems when I studied engineering. And I started with politics after working in a landfill in Brazil, where I saw that we're never going to solve environmental problems as long as people are so poor they would do anything to survive one more day and then create weapons for $100 a day or whatever just to survive. So what brought me into politics, it's not my presentation, you don't need it on actually. So I realized that politics is a necessary tool to achieve environmental goals, and that's when I started with politics. But maybe one leftover from my engineering periods is that I haven't used a PowerPoint since 1989, because then other people started to use it and there was no fun anymore for the engineer. So you can look at your food rather than at my presentation and enjoy it. Well, in the first time around, I was really disappointed with the cars regulation. I was even more disappointed with the van regulation. Because we always say we want to reduce emissions. And now more than ever, we know we need to do it quickly. And while some measures to reduce emissions actually cost money, every time we have to invest money, but sometimes the repay period can be very long or too long. In this case, however, being more ambitious actually saves us money. Our problem when we made the decision last time around in the Parliament was that everybody who came to see us came from the manufacturer, especially on vans. Everybody who went to see us was the people manufacturing the vans, wanting flexibility and wanting freedom. However, the more than 1 million carpenters, plumbers, and people who buy these vans, they were too busy with their small enterprise to come and lobby me and my colleagues. So the people benefiting from the economy of the fuel savings were actually not here. And we got a proposal that was more balanced to giving the producers the freedom to reach the objectives and actually having too low ambition. So here we have a proposal that if we strengthen it now, both by strengthening the 2020 targets, but actually also setting 2025 targets like the US, we have a chance now to make a decision that will save emissions and money at the same time. We will all have a lower bill when the plumber comes and the carpenter comes, and who could say no to that? If ever you have hired one, you know what I mean. So, or maybe they will just increase their profitability, but that's not too bad either. And if you check, the figures I take now is from the Transport and Environment Analysis that they quoted. But if you would put a target for vans on 110 grams, you would have a cost maybe of €2,700-800 more. But the saving over the lifetime will be €7,300. So it would be like €4,000 or €5,000 savings by having more ambition for these people who buy, the customers. And here also I see in the global context. And these estimates on the cost savings, both in the Commission Impact Assessment and others, they are all based on fuel prices up to $130, sometimes $140 a barrel. I think that's a rather conservative estimate of the fuel prices 2020 and 2025. I would assume they will be even higher. So by having stricter rules, we can save money. And then also, oil prices are not going to go down. If anything, they're going to go up. So we could even save more money. But that's only one part of the economic argument. The other part of the economic argument, I would say, is who is going to buy vans 2025? Where are you going to sell most vans? Well, not in Europe. It's going to be China, India, Asia. And which vans are they going to buy? Are they going to buy the gas-guzzling heavy ones? No, they're going to buy lightweight ones with minimum energy consumption, maybe fossil-free, but at least using less energy. And I want to focus this debate also on the energy use, not only the carbon dioxide emission. So having a formula that promotes heavy cars or vans is also not good at all, because we will have a less efficient transport compared to the utility of the transport vehicle. I never understood really why you need 1.8 tons to transport 80 kilos of humans. For me, that's inherently inefficient. So that's general outlook. And then close loopholes, and if I understood you right, technology neutral means no super credits for me. So super credits out, and also excess premiums should be at a deterrent level. And I want to get rid of this kind of 1, 2, 3, 4 first grams, and then you have lower and so on. No, just take a simple and straightforward approach there with a excessive emission premium that is high enough to deter from actually making it profitable to avoid the law by paying the fine. And then I'm not so concerned generally with technology neutral. Sorry, for me as an engineer, I don't care. I can develop any technology you give me, and if I'm guided towards one because of emission rates, no problem, I'll develop that one better. So for me, that's not an issue. The issue is reducing the emissions, and whatever technology you use to reach that, okay, fine, as long as it's safe. That's okay. That's technology neutral for me. But I'm not going to not take ambitious goals because that will make some technologies impossible. Sorry, you picked the losing technology, that's your loss. I picked the winners. So on that sense, I don't like that argument. But I think we have a chance now to make a cost-effective initiative, reduce both car and van emissions, set targets for 2020, and I'll put them at 80 and 110 for 2020, and then even further down for 2025. And I think it's important and good now to set the target 2025, because 2025, the majority of the cars and the vans in the world and the ones we produce in Europe are going to be sold elsewhere, and they are going to put a very high focus on fuel costs. And if you have a repayment period of only 3, 4, 5 years, that's still good even for the first owner in most cases. So if we want to have a living export industry, if I would run one of these companies, I would already go beyond these standards, way beyond, because that's where the market is. But I'm not, I'm just a politician, but I'll still gear you towards that goal because I think it's good for the economy and the environment. Normally, I say you can find compromises, you can see different aspects, you can see problems, but in this case, I only see wonderful things coming from stricter guidelines. I see interesting new technologies, I see happy customers, I see happy carpenters and plumbers, and I see a growing future for our industry. Just go ahead.